Who is Mahmoud Khalil? That's what the administration has tried its best to portray me as someone who's violent. Mahmoud Khalil is a human rights defender. Mahmoud Khalil is a freedom fighter. Mahmoud Khalil is a refugee. Mahmoud Khalil is a father and husband. And above all, Mahmoud Khalil is Palestinian. While I'm grateful to be here with you all, I must say that this is only the beginning of a longer fight towards justice.
After 3 months detained at a jail for immigrants in rural Louisiana, Palestinian student activist Mahmoud Khalil returned to New York less than 2 weeks ago after he was released on bail. Much has changed since he was arrested by U.S. immigration agents in March. At that time, the Trump administration's fight with elite American universities was only a few days old. But in the months since, the administration has escalated its battle, arresting other foreign pro-Palestinian students and revoking billions of dollars in research grants to Columbia, Harvard, and other private schools whose campuses were roiled by pro-Palestinian student movements, like the one that Khalil helped organize at Columbia. Reuters sat down with Khalil at his Manhattan apartment this week. He said he is still adjusting to his new reality.
I did not choose to be in this position. ICE did. This, of course, have a great impact on my life. I'm still honestly trying to contemplate my new reality. I now have some sort of a platform that I will, of course, use it to shed light the atrocities that Israel is committing against Palestinians and how the U.S. government, how Columbia and other U.S. universities are also complicit in these crimes, because this is what actually matters. It's not me. I'm only one individual, but what's happening, that there is a genocide now happening in Palestine, being funded by the U.S. And invested in by Colombia.
Israel has rejected accusations of genocide in Gaza, citing its right to self-defense following the deadly Hamas attack on October 7, 2023. Israel's assault after has killed more than 57,000 Palestinians, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, and displaced most of the population of 2 million. Khalil is now challenging the Trump administration's effort to revoke his lawful permanent residency green card and deport him. Though he is not charged with any crime, the U.S. government has invoked an obscure immigration statute to argue that Khalil and other pro-Palestinian international students must be deported because their, quote, otherwise lawful speech could harm U.S. foreign policy interests. The federal judge overseeing Khalil's case has ruled that the Trump administration's main rationale for deporting him is likely an unconstitutional violation of free speech rights. The government is appealing. In response to queries about the case, White House spokeswoman Abigail Jackson said, quote, "This is not about free speech. This is about individuals who don't have a right to be in the United States siding with Hamas terrorists and organizing group protests that made college campuses unsafe and harassed Jewish students." Khalil rejects any charge of anti-Semitism, which he condemned in the interview.
What this country and Israel in particular are trying to do is to conflate anti-Israel policies with anti-Semitism so that they can shut down any legitimate criticism of the state of Israel. It's as simple as that. It doesn't go beyond that. And I mean, it's clear who now is at risk. And also Jewish students were an integral part of the student movement for Palestine on U.S. campuses.
The Trump administration has told Columbia and other universities that federal grant money will not be restored unless the government has greater oversight of who they admit and hire and what they teach. Unlike Harvard, Columbia has not challenged the legality of the government's sudden grant revocations. It has agreed to at least some of the Trump administration's demands to tighten rules around protests as a precondition of negotiations over resuming funding. Khalil was critical of Columbia's response.
Columbia basically gave the institution to Trump administration. let the administration to intervene in every single detail on how a higher education institution should be run.
Columbia spokesperson Virginia Lamb Abrams said university leaders, quote, strongly dispute Khalil's characterization. Considering the government could win its appeal and jail him again, Khalil said his priority is spending as much time as possible with his wife, a dentist, and his infant son, whose birth he missed while he was held in Louisiana.